Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I will tell you that last night, it's Monday Night Raw. Didn't really have the biggest fireworks of all time, but that show, it really did fly by. It was a while before I jumped over to actually check out the Bills and Jets game last night, but it's kind of awesome that Raw ends and you can basically jump back in and watch the entire fourth quarter of football. I really hope that Netflix is looking at the numbers. I'm hoping that more people are turning in, coming back on their word, basically saying that, Raw was better, was a 2-hour show, and actually, finding out that Raw is pretty freaking fun when it is 2 hours. I'm sure that there are some people that are on the roster that aren't getting a spot to wrestle. They're not, getting their time, and maybe over time they'll figure out that they have too many people on roster, and maybe they'll have to end up doing some cuts or something like that. But then again, come January, Netflix might, give the go and just say, we want 3 hours of Raw, and we think that's, what we paid for, and they're going to get whatever they want. Next week on Monday Night Raw, a really big, I hope it's going to be the main event. Jey Uso, your Intercontinental Champion, going up against Bron Breakker. I have been on the record ever since Bron was in NXT, basically saying that I think that guy is the dude. The guy has the personality and the looks of Scott Steiner, while he has the face of his dad, Scott Steiner, and the guy is young and he is awesome. I really think that guy is going to be blue chipper. I'm not going to guarantee the main event of WrestleMania or anything like that, but when he called out Gunther, basically saying that he was coming for that sooner than later, I believed it, and I think that he is somebody that WWE has big high hopes on. One highlight from Monday Night Raw last night was his backstage promo. I love the fact, I don't care if people are saying that they can tell that he's reading cue cards or a script as he's delivering his promo and he's not coming up for it word for word and it's written from him. If you go back in time, it reminded me of those, late 80s to early 90s promos where they would, be in front of the green screen with Mean Gene Okerlund, or they would be in the locker room set. That was a long time for me to figure out that was a set that they brought around and built every time. That I really thought that, I guess, every locker room for every stadium or arena that they were in, I honestly thought that they had the same one. It was a long time for me to honestly admit that I figured that out in my life. But, I think that doing backstage promos with a lot of guys, especially that are young, it's not saying that they don't have faith in them or anything like that. I think it's, just saying hey, we're going to get you comfortable before we put you in that spot of just sending you out there to deliver a promo. Any kind of slip or any kind of mistake, the fans are just going to eat you up, and it's not a 1 week thing. They remember it and they bring it up for a lifetime. I think if you just do your main event guys having the promos out there in the ring live, I'm fine with that. They went through a lifetime of interviews that were, pre-recorded, that weren't live, that they made sure were perfect, and they worked back in the day, and they would work again. How many guys would still be going strong in WWE if they didn't have to do promos out in front of the crowd and deal with the what chants and things like that they just got frustrated, got lost, and it didn't work anymore. I think this match is going to be really big. As a fan of Bron Breakker, I honestly think that Bron is just going to kill him. But I think this is going to be a match that kind of brings both shows together. This is for an Intercontinental title, which is the mid-card championship on the Monday Night Raw brand. But this match honestly has more implications for the SmackDown brand more than anything. I would not be surprised if the Bloodline are in attendance, and I think they're going to make their attendance known at Monday Night Raw. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that Bron is going to have enough in the tank to be able to overcome and beat Jey. But I think to make Jay, you know, look really, really strong, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bloodline are involved in the finish. And, you know, a big thing in this Bloodline storyline is, you know, basically, Jimmy is trying to bring the Bloodline back together. He's basically saying that him and Roman are not big enough or bad enough to you know, beat up these 4 guys on their own. They're going to need help. And the first place that you're going to be looking for help more than anything else is, you know, from within. You know, Roman Reigns immediately said no yeet. He said that he, you know, was not going to be bringing an apology or anything like that on board. I don't think that Roman has to actually say the words that I'm sorry. But if he's actually at Monday Night Raw to either save Jey Uso, or if he's actually able to make the save, even if he comes up, you know, too late, once, you know, Jay's already lost and Braun took off with the Intercontinental Championship, I think it'd be easier in this feud if he did drop the title. But if you know, Roman and Jimmy came down there to save Jay, run the Bloodline off, it would be kind of like Roman bending the knee, extending the olive branch. It doesn't have to actually say that he's sorry, but by Jay seeing that Roman actually is there to help him and is not out for himself, like he was with the entire Bloodline storyline, I think that, you know, could be something that brings them together to the point where they hug. From there, finding a 4th member to join the team, whether if that is like bringing in Cody Rhodes, who's already, you know, tagged with him, whether if that's, you know, going out and getting Sami Zayn to join up with the team. I think that is down the line. But as we build closer, you know, towards Survivor Series, War Games, you know, this storyline's going to get bigger and better. But I think this one match on Monday Night Raw is going to be like one of the big pieces to get us to it and get us there. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Like I said, if you guys have not checked out these 2-hour editions of Raw, I know that it's out there. It's not promised that you know, the 3 hours aren't going to come back come in January. But I'm telling you this, if, you know, Netflix, who, you know, put down a lot of money to get this one TV show, is able to notice, like, hey, there's a lot more money and a lot more viewers, or we can charge more for the ads that I'm guessing that are going to be coming. I mean, that's even up in the air. But how is I don't see Netflix getting a return on their investment on getting Monday Night Raw just by the, how am I going to say this? Just by people acquiring Netflix. Because when I really look into it, like, who the hell doesn't have Netflix? Everybody has Netflix. It's almost like Netflix is just like grained into you. I remember like when Netflix was like $7 a month, and it was just like, you didn't even think about it. You just got it. And I know that it's gone up and up and up in price, but I still think, honestly, when people are planning out their streaming apps, normally if they cut the cord and there's no more Comcast, there's no Dish TV, Netflix is one of the first things that they get, because there's so much, you know, random stuff that's out there. You get the ad-free version. It's a little bit more, but that basic one is nearly nothing. I mean, I've had it for, I don't even know how long I've had a Netflix subscription. I think off the top of my head, I've probably had it since at least before 2010. I remember I had it on my Nintendo Wii, and my PlayStation 3 was the first time that it was like, put this disc in, download this file, and you can actually watch the movies. And at first, if you had like the DVD subscription, or they mailed you the DVDs back and forth, they didn't even charge you extra. And then they broke off the DVD thing into the streaming thing. It was like, this is gonna be 2 different things. If you want to have this, you want to have that, you can have both, but you're gonna have to pay for 2 separate things. And I think most people gave up the DVDs and just went with streaming, because I don't even know if they do that anymore. All right, well, let's go. Yeet.